They got the tbirds.cc, 2// caspercollege.edu. Information is in your rodeo program, so you can direct them directly to that website. Also, they can Facebook Live at Casper College Facebook page is where you can watch that as well. So a couple of places that they can watch from home. We're glad to have everybody out here this morning to tune in to some great rodeo action. See who is going to make it to our college national finals. One rodeo after this remains, so the season is on the line. Want to remind everybody that made a purchase in the Calcutta last night. They're going to be paying that off down in our rodeo office. Go see Jenny down there. Give her about an event after, in between events when we close out one event. Give her the next event to get all that sorted out. As soon as she has the official results from Tammy, she will have the payout ready for the Calcutta. So just be patient. Once again, the payout will be taking place through our performance down there in our rodeo office with Jenny. Once again, thanks to all of those that made purchases and attended our Calcutta last night. Big thanks to the Yellowstone Garage for playing host to us. We had an outstanding Calcutta, so I think you can mark that down for next year. That is a place to be. We averaged, when you do the 2 times the money, paying the average and paying the short round average, nearly $150 per kiddo that we auctioned off. So an outstanding Calcutta. We're about a song away before we get underway with our opening ceremonies here on Championship Sunday. Once again, for those that can't make it, encourage them to tune in online or on Facebook. They're live streaming our championship round, and it is going to be a great morning for College Rodeo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, official good morning and a very joyous Easter morning as well. And thank you for joining us for our championship round here at the 64th edition of the Ropin and Riggin Days Rodeo. It is all going to come down to what happens here this morning. We've had a great lineup of contestants, nearly 400 of them already compete in this arena, and we bring back the top 10 to crown our champions, and they are going for some fancy buckles. You know, inside your rodeo program, you can see a lot of the local sponsors that make this rodeo possible. Well, College Rodeo, the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association, has a great lineup of national sponsors that we're going to show you their banners at this time. We want to say a big thanks to our national sponsors of College Rodeo. And we started with our friends from Cinch Jeans and Shirts, the exclusive apparel sponsor, the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association, for the Western lifestyle inside and outside of the arena. Cinch reminds you to lead, don't follow. Visit Casper, Wyoming. That happens to be the home of the College National Finals Rodeo here in June. 1 foot to the past and eye to the future. Wyoming's adventure capital is Casper. And we say thanks to the official truck of College Rodeo, Ram. Ram has driven rodeo for 3.5 decades. Guts, glory, Ram. The best all around, you can find it on your head. It's a Resistol hat. Thank you to Resistol for being the College Rodeo hat of choice. Helomatic manufactures the best and finest roping practice tools available and is the only roping machine with a patented hopping motion to replicate the movements of live cattle. Thank you to Helomatic. And it is our friends from Cactus Saddlery that manufacture the championship saddles of College Rodeo. Values and ethics are more than just words. They are business philosophies at Cactus Saddlery. And the official rope of College Rodeo is, of course, Cactus Ropes. A big thanks to Cactus Ropes. They manufacture the most durable and consistent ropes available today. CactusRopes.com to find your favorite rope to put in your bag. You can already tell that we say a lot of things with flags and banners. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask you to please rise and remove cover as we present to you Old Glory. I know that there is a lot of pride when we see this flag flying horseback. And I know that there is a lot of pride in our country, pride in our troops that defend our freedoms, and pride in each one of our freedoms that we are offered, whether it is freedom of speech or maybe even freedom of religion. And as that flag comes to us right here in the center of the arena, we're going to practice that freedom of religion. So if you choose to do so, would you please join us in our prayer? Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for the greatest gift of all on this Easter Sunday, the gift of everlasting life and the gift of forgiveness. We simply ask that you be with these contestants as they compete to the best of their ability here in this arena. We also ask that you watch out over our livestock. We've nourished them with the food and the water that you've provided. We ask that they compete to their best of their ability as well. We simply ask for safety. Lord, we also ask for safety for our men and women that are fighting for our freedoms, many of them in faraway lands. Let them and their families know that their sacrifices are appreciated. Bring them home soon and safe. We ask for these simple blessings in Jesus' name. Amen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Beautiful. Thank you so much. You know, there is a group of student athletes that have really worked hard here this weekend. How about we congratulate the T-Bird Rodeo team under the direction of Jet Johnson, their head coach, and Sandy Bob Forbes, their assistant, on a job well done. Nicely done, T-Birds, putting this rodeo together. And speaking of the Thunderbirds, they will be well represented in our championship round here this morning. We have a few ground issues to take care of, and then we will be right underway with our goat tying here in the championship round. So when you take a look, we're actually going to see 12 goat tires here on Championship Sunday. There is less than 1 second separating first through 12th. And as you take a look at your day sheet, Casper College T-Birds, there are 3 of them in the championship round here in the goat tying. More importantly, we give out individual event buckles, but we also give out all-around buckles, the all-around cowboy and the all-around cowgirl. Right now, Casper College has 2 cowgirls that are strong contenders to win the all-around award. McKenna Balkenbush and Natalie Leesinger, they both qualify into today's championship round in 2 events. We have a total of 6 cowgirls that have qualified in 2 events, 1 cowboy that has qualified in 2 events, and that is Seth Peterson from the University of Wyoming, who happens to be the #1 cowboy in the all-around region. When you look at the team races, it's exciting, especially when you take a look at the men's race. There are 6 teams within striking distance to get into second place. The University of Wyoming right now has a commanding lead and will more than likely wrap up a regional title on the men's race. But going for second, the top 2 teams from each region will send a complete team to the College National Finals Rodeo. So the race for second right now, it is tough. And Casper College men's team is right in the thick of things, and their points team will be on full display here in our championship round. So an outstanding chance for them to advance to the College National Finals. It was at this rodeo a year ago that they really took it up a notch and ended up qualifying as reserve champions of the region. So there's a lot to keep track of. We'll do our best to keep track of the scores of the times here and the best on 2. But we're happy to have you here on Championship Sunday. So once again, thanks for your patience. We had just a few ground issues to take care of after inspection for these goat tires. Once again, they will be paying out the Calcutta. Give Jenny about an event before you go down there to receive your payout. But she is located down in our entry office as soon as the results are confirmed by our Regional Secretary Tammy Vold-Larson. She'll pass those on to Jenny Johnson, and we'll get you paid off for the Calcutta. So it looks like we are set for our goat tying. We have a great sponsor of the goat tying. It is Forbes Outfitters. And the buckle is on the line, and once again, less than a second separate the top 12 here in the goat tying. We're going to wait for that door to completely shut, then we will be underway. We will start things off here with a college national finalist in both the goat tying and the breakaway roping. Top 10 right now for Quincy Segelke from Chadron State. She works with a 7 and 6 on her first run to get qualified in. All right, Quince, let's go to work. She can be quick on the ground. Yes. We start things off with a 7.3 second run, 7.3, 14 and 9 on 2 runs. Good job at go time, Quincy Segelke. First T-Bird of the morning in our championship round. Not only a contender in the goat tying, but we'll see her a little later on in the breakaway roping as well. Natalie Leesinger, Casper College. Here's a freshman. She came to Casper from Highmore, South Dakota. She also has a 7.6 second run to work with. Let's go T-Birds. Rides the stirrup right to the goat. T-Birds. Nice run here, 7 and 5, 7-5. Fifteen and 1 on 2. 15 and 1. We go to Shadiah McCumber from Chadron. Chadron sends 3 goat tires into our championship round. She also works with a 7.6 on her first run. Well, some problems on the ground right there, and 10 and 7 pending the tie inspection, 10 and 7. So 18-3 is how she will wrap it up this weekend. She stepped off that horse just in time. We go to Libby Cook out of Sheridan College. 7-5 to advance into this morning's championship round. Once again, thanks to Forbes Outfitters. They will present the buckle to our champion goat tire. Go try to get away from Libby. 8.8 on the run here, 8-8. 16 and 3. 16-3 on 2. All right, here's Katie Johnson, LCCC. She works with a 7.5. The lone LCCC goat tire to advance to our championship round. Flying to that goat. Great dismount. Katie Johnson on a roll. She will move into the lead of the round. 7.2 seconds. 7-2. And 14-7 on a pair of runs. She is the leader headed to the clubhouse in the goat tying. We go to the number 2 ranked goat tire in the Central Rocky Mountain region. This is Carissa Rahill, Eastern Wyoming. She had a 7.2 second run to advance. Quick on that tie. $7.8 here, 7.8 this morning, 15 seconds flat on a pair. And she is currently sitting 3rd in the average. So we go to a top 5 goat tire in the Central Rocky Mountain region. Faith Hoffman is only 25 points out of the top 3. We talked how the top 2 teams get an invite. on both the men's and women's division. Well, the top 3 individuals get an invite to the college finals as well. She was a Colorado High School standout. Now Faith Hoffman for Northeastern Junior College is quick. One of the fastest runs we have seen at this rodeo, 6.2 seconds, 6.2. More importantly, she takes a nearly 2.5-second lead in that average, 13.4 on a pair of runs for Faith Hoffman. Let's go to a former T-Bird, Casey Monens, who is 4th right now. She's only 20 points out of the top 3 in the region. Boy, it is coming down to what happens this weekend and next to field our field of goat tires for the college finals. Nicely done. Oh, and the goat kicks free. It is going to be a no time. We're going to see Casey twice here in this arena. But, folks, I told you she's a former T-Bird. Look at that. She can't give up the red and the white. Thank you, Casey. Let's go to a Casper College T-Bird student athlete. Rihanna Beck is a sophomore political science major. She works with a 6.9-second run. Horse crosses in front. She'll have some ground to make up. Yes. So pending the tie inspection, 8-1 will give her a total of 15 seconds flat. On a pair, 15 seconds flat. So right now, the lead in the go-round, 6-2. 7-2 is second, 7-3 is third. 13-4 leads the average. Then we go to 14-7 and 14-9. 3 to go, and it's J.C. Thompson. All 3 of the next Cowgirls are going for the all-around. This is a Cottage National finalist who is number 3, and she's got to feel the heat from the rest of the field. We've already seen the number 5 ranked Cowgirl in the lead of the rodeo. So can J.C. Thompson hold off the field to get qualified for another College National Finals? 6'8" is what she works with. .9 will give her a total of 15-7. 15-7. We will see her later on in the breakaway roping. So now we have 2 to go. Taylor Latham has a big lead in the regional standings. She's looking to seal the deal and become a regional champion. It's a College National finalist for Gillette College. She also will work with a 6.8-second run and a contender for the all-around. Yeah. Another 6.8-second run. So that is 13.6. She is second in the average and second in the round with 1 to go. And it happens to be a Casper College T-Bird, McKenna Balkenbush, who we will see later on in the team roping as well. She is 8th in the region right now in the goat tying event. She had the fastest run of the first round with a 6-7. So 4-event contestant, a sophomore psychology major that came to Casper from Sheridan. So we swing the gate for our final goat tire. Knows what she needs to do. To him. She needs to equal her run in the first round. She needed to equal her run of 6-7 in the first round to tie for the lead. Well, she has 6.8 here in this round, so that will split second and give her a total of 13 and 5. So she is second in the average as well. Points going to the T-Birds. But our champion and our buckle is going to go to the very talented Faith Hoffman, 6'2" in the round and 13.4 on 2. She is your champion goat tire. So our first buckle has been awarded. Thank you to Forbes Outfitters for sponsoring our goat tying. They are goat tying fans. We head to the buck and shoot for the first time as we welcome some great livestock from Summit Pro Rodeo. They have seen some great horses and bulls this weekend. They get a little help on the horse side from Forbes Rodeo Company as well. But our two great pickup men down there keeping our livestock and our contestants safe after the ride. That is Dwayne Gilbert right over here on our near side. On the far side on the road, that is Colt Hammaker. We're ready to ride. It's the second go-round of action for our bareback riders. Clancy Clifford of Chadron State College is going to be our first bareback rider. 3J Livestock sponsors the bareback riding. Res Dog is a Mountain State Circuit Final selected bucking horse. A couple of years ago, they won Laramie Jubilee Days on the back of Res Dog. Clancy Clifford has a handful. You're going to see two bucking horses that were raised by Bo Ledoux. That was one of them right there, Res Dog. And speaking of Bo, this next horse is one that he raised as well. This is Indian Style. They also won the rodeo at Laramie Jubilee Days about 2 years ago with an 86.5-point ride on this paint horse, Indian Style. It's another Mountain State selected bucking horse. Speaking of just Ledoux, they won Chris Ledoux Days on this bucking horse as well. Well, Chase Rose from the University of Wyoming will have a chance. Yes. Nicely done. Oh, and we are going to need Chad Schmidt down for from our orthopedic center of the Rockies. As soon as we get that horse cared for, see if we can get past into that cinch gate. You know, the orthopedic center of the Rockies, they are the official sports medicine provider for the Central Rocky Mountain region and also the College National Finals Rodeo as well. We're going to take just as much time. We get the horse on the outside. Great work by our pickup men. Also want to say thanks to our EMTs that are on site as well. Folks, he is up. Let's put a little healing power on him, would you? And now we will reward him with a 78-point ride. 78 points for Chase Rose. Just an awkward landing. All right, we go to Colton Crawford, Boeing. I watched him win a big check at Castle Rock, Colorado's Pro Rodeo on the back of this horse. They were 85.5. This is another Mountain State selected bucking horse. Lamar bareback rider here in chute number 1. He had a 66-point ride in the opening round. Six bareback riders had a score on their first one. Colton Crawford looking to be the first to get to road. .707 Boeing. As we drop him off, we'll have the score coming up. Half for the horse, half for the rider. Colton Crawford gets to road here this weekend for Lamar Community College. 61 points on the ride here, 61. That'll give him a total of 127 on 2. 127 on 2. Here's Dylan Gray. Alejandro is the great bucking horse. Whoa! It's another Mountain State Circuit Finals selected bucking horse. We'll make sure that .69 points with the option of another bucking horse, 69. And he is going to take the re-ride. So we will see Dylan Gray a little later on. Let's go to the number 1 bareback rider in the region, and Kyle Bloomquist. He's a college national finalist. He was 80 points to win the first round. Rodeos for Chandron. And he is drawn deep. This is Storm Cloud over here in chute number 4. Oh, looks like we may be off just one. Now we go back to Dylan Gray. So we were off just one. Now Dylan Gray's riding. So that's what I thought. Dylan Gray was on a gray horse, Alejandro. So Dylan will get a no score. We move right up to chute number 5. So looks like this is Kyle Bloomquist, Chandron State. Storm Cloud, the gray paint. Number 1 bareback rider in the Central Rocky Mountain region. Boy, he has had 2 great rides this weekend. He was 80 points on his first one, showing us why he is the number 1 bareback rider. And Chandron State strikes here in the bareback riding. 79 points on the ride for Kyle. 79. 159 on a pair of rides. That is some great bareback riding. Nicely done, Kyle Bloomquist. So we're going to take it back just a couple of rides. Rowdy Moon was offered the re-ride. So we'll see Rowdy Moon from Chandron a little later on. Casper College and Zach Thomas, the sophomore criminal justice major who served our country in the United States Army before coming to Casper College. I like this matchup. This is High Plains, the veteran buckskin horse that has been selected to the Mountain State Circuit Finals several times. Chute number 6, where the T-Bird wedges the hand inside the bareback riggin. So great to see Zach Thomas riding bareback horses. All right, Zach. You bet. Oh, look at the T-Bird ride. You know, it's such a great story with Zach Thomas. Not only did he serve our country in the United States Army before coming to college rodeo, but last fall, he had a horse flip over backwards on him and severely injured him at a college rodeo. Well, you know what? He battled back, and he is right in the thick of things. And you know what? He's having fun riding bareback horses once again. And we say 79 points for Zach. Welcome back, Zach Thomas. So we're going to Josh Parker, Otero Junior College. He's number 9 in the region right now. And he's drawn Daisy Duke. They've won some great pro rodeos on the back of Daisy Duke, like the Elizabeth Stampede. They've won Crawford, Nebraska on Daisy Duke. Now, Josh Parker is right in the thick of things. He was 77 points, good enough for second in the first round. So what is he going to add to that 77? We're up in chute number 1. Once again, thanks to 3J Livestock for sponsoring the bareback riding. All right, Josh, let's add to that point total. Otero and the Rattlers looking to strike. Whoa, my. So he will end out the bareback riding with that 77, second place in that first round. So we go to Gillette College and their bareback rider, Jake Kessel. Party Code. Last summer, they won big checks at Gooding, Idaho, and at Laramie, Wyoming on the back of Party Code, another Mountain State Circuit bucking horse. Jake Kessel's in the top 5 right now in the Central Rocky Mountain region. Ran into a tough horse in the first round. But he was the reserve champ of the Central Wyoming College Rodeo earlier this year. It'll work. Horse circles right around Jake Kessel. Able to weather the storm on Party Code. $65 will be the ride here for Jake Kessel. $65. He is a bareback rider and bronc rider. So 65 points. So we're going to go to chute number 2. All right, this is a big ride. This is a big ride for the T-Birds. Cole Reiner is part of the points team here at Casper College. They need every point possible to try to get a full team to the College National Finals. Cole Rainier, he's a Mountain State Circuit Finals bareback rider. He's number 3 in the region, so he needs this ride individually as well. He placed 4th in the first round with 74 points. 2 guys right now have a score on 2. Cole Rainier, the sophomore T-Bird, looking to add to his 74-point ride, and the number 1 horse. It's a College National finalist. And Cole Rainier looking to punch his ticket back to the event center here in Casper in June. I like this matchup. And all the T-Birds looking on, ready to cheer for Cole. Yeah. So he's there for 8. That's the important part. He'll get his hand out of the bareback rigging and all right, so 47 points with the option of a re-ride. 47 gives him a total of 121, which is currently 3rd. And to the best of my knowledge, we have 2 more guys that could ride 2. That's what I would do, take the re-ride. So we'll get official word from Cole. He's going to take that re-ride. We're coming up here to chute number 6. Rowdy Cranston, it looks like, from Gillette. Bald-faced sorrel horse, Reservation Gold, should circle around to the right. This is a National Finals Rodeo bucking horse. Rowdy Cranston. So Rowdy Cranston trying to get this bucking horse standing up squarely inside chute number 6. This horse originally came from Arizona, kind of got a rude awakening moving to Wyoming, especially for winners. The National Finals bucking horse, Reservation Gold, and Rowdy Cranston. Wow. Puts 2 feet right in the middle of his back. So we help up Rowdy Cranston. Maybe another candidate for the Orthopedic Center of the Rockies. So we move to chute 5. Colt O'Connor from Gillette. He was the co-champion in the bareback riding of this rodeo 1 year ago. He's drawn Rodeo's Nightmare. Boy, they have won a Ram truckload of money on the back of this bucking horse at Pro Rodeos. Colt Hokana is number 10 in the region. You'll have to get that hand back in that bareback rigging. So right now in the bareback riding, we have a tie for the lead in the round, 79 points by Zach Thomas of Casper and Kyle Bloomquist of Chadron. The best on two right now is 159. Colt Hokana. Rodeo's Nightmare. That is a horse that has done that to some of the top bareback riders in the world. You know, speaking of the great livestock, how about we salute Summit Pro Rodeo on their bucking horses and their bulls this weekend. Great set. So we go to Sheridan. Let's go to Chance Ames. He's number 2 in the region, 115 points back from Kyle Bloomquist, who is in the lead of the rodeo. Chance Ames was our co-champion in the bareback riding last year as well. He's 76 points on his first one. He's a great bareback rider. We've seen him at the Mountain State Circuit Finals. We've seen him at the Cottage National Finals. He's won the big Chris Ledoux Days bareback riding. Coming off a win at the rodeo at Colorado State University in the Skyline Stampede down in Fort Collins 2 weeks ago. He also won Torrington's rodeo at Eastern Wyoming. Anteater is the bucking horse inside, chute number 4. All right, Chance. Whoa. Chance. Big, solid bay bucking horse. Chance Ames puts 2 rides together. How are we going to stack him up? We'll put him 3rd in the round, 78 points. 78 and 154 on 2 rides. So he is 2nd to Kyle Bloomquist right now in that average. Looks like we have a couple of bareback riders left on their second chances. Rowdy Moon and Cole Rainier. So Chadron and Casper have re-rides coming up. And it looks like Rowdy Moon is going to be the first. Both of these guys have scores on the first round. So what happens here on the re-ride, very important. Rowdy Moon was 68. Finished 5th in that round. He's 4th in that regional standings. So the points, very important to him. The number 1 guy sitting number 1 right now, Kyle Bloomquist. Number 2 man, Chance Ames, sitting 2nd. The number 3 and 4 ranked guys both have re-rides. Rowdy Moon, the 4th ranked guy. So how critical are both of these rides to see who is going to punch their ticket to the College National Finals? Rowdy Moon is 4th in the standings. Cole Rainier is 3rd. They trail the 1st and 2nd place guys. Well, right now, Rowdy Moon is going to move into 4th here in the round. 75 points on the ride, 75. That will put him 3rd in the average at 143 on a pair of rides. So 159 on 2, and Kyle Bloomquist. Chance Ames 154. And then Rowdy Moon at third and 143. See if we are going to see Cole or not now. Looks like we're going to do that a little later on. So we're going to end out the bareback riding right there. 3J Livestock sponsors the buckle. 159 in the lead for Kyle Bloomquist. How about a hand for the bareback riders of the Central Rocky Mountain region? Zach Thomas and Kyle Bloomquist. High rides at 79 points. Big guys in the steer wrestling up next. Shell Construction brings us the event. Kind of a wide spread separating the top 10 right here, 3-8 to 8 seconds flat. Again, thanks to Shell Construction for sponsoring our buckle in this steer wrestling. Rance Johnson, LCCC, will be our first steer wrestler to go. He's the guy working with an 8-second run. Don't forget, they'll be paying off that Calcutta. Give her about an event to get the results tabulated. So once an event ends, give her the next event to do so. So Rance Johnson, LCCC, will be our first steer wrestler right in behind the box, or behind the barrier. Lots of things can change after this short round of who is going to be seated into the top 5, top 6 in the steer wrestling of the Central Rocky Mountain region. It's a wide open race. And Rance Johnson, the first one to get his steer down here in the short round. 4.5, so a 12 and 5 on 2. 4 and 5. We go to Talon Mathis, Eastern Wyoming. So if you're awaiting the bareback riding results, we do have one re-ride left, and that'll happen right before the broncs, if you're keeping track. Talon Mathis, Eastern Wyoming, works with a 7 and 2. Talon draws a fast steer, gets to him halfway mark, sets him around. Seven and 5 here, 7 and 5. And that is a 14 and 7 on a pair of runs for Talon, 14-7. We're going to drop down on your day sheet all the way down to Neil Jones for Central Wyoming College, who works with a 6.7 second run. You have seen some great steer wrestling. And when you look at the standings, about 8 or 9 guys that have a mathematical chance to get to the college finals here in this event. It's a strong steer. Neil Jones is going to try to stand him up, get that power back. God, steer wants to twist his head away from him. 15-4 will be the run here, 15-4. 22-1 on 2 runs. So even though you see Cole Retzless in the number 12 spot in the standings, he's only 85 points out of the top 3. That's how tightly contested the steer wrestling is here in the region. Chadron State College sends his Cole Retzless, working with a 7-1. Steers know where the back end is. Able to get him thrown down without going to the nose. 8-3 will put him third here in the round, and 15-4, third in the average early on here in our steer wrestling. Big couple of weekends coming up for Seth Peterson, the University of Wyoming. He's number 1 in the all-around race. He's the only guy to advance in 2 events at this rodeo into the championship round. But he wants to get to the college national finals, both on that University of Wyoming team. But he has a chance to do so in that individual race as well. He's number 5 in the steer wrestling. We're going to see him a little later on in the tie-down. Won the Central Wyoming College Rodeo earlier this year. Oh, and he's going to hang on. No. So not the way the steer wrestling wanted to go for Seth Peterson. We're going to see him later on as we lift his spirits up a little bit. Exactly. Let's go to Chadron Cofield. It's a guy that's trying to track down Seth in that all-around race. He leads the region in the tie-down roping. Cofield for Eastern Wyoming College sits at 7 seconds flat. 4-5 in the lead of the round. 12-5, the lead on 2. Now switch the momentum. Nicely done for Cofield. 5-5 on the run. That's second in the round. And that will tie him for the lead on 2 at 12-5. Nicely done, Chadron Cofield. Here's Jake Fulton, University of Wyoming. 35 points out of the top 3. 5-5 for this cowboy from Wyoming. Few more cowboys indeed. College national finalists right here. Jake Fulton. Oh, Jake. And bummer indeed. We are down to our final 3. Nate Wayrich. Boy, what a chance for Nate. He's 9th in the region, but just 55 points out of the top 3. If you're not doing nothing next weekend, head to Laramie for the University of Wyoming College Rodeo. Lots of these races will come right down to the final run next week. Nate was the reserve champ from Lamar's Rodeo. Works with a 5-3. Has him, pulls him around. 6 seconds flat, 6 flat. That is third in the round. More importantly, that is 11-3 on 2, and he is now the leader in the steer wrestling, guaranteed to get points here this weekend. Colleen Anders. So he is number 2 in the region in the steer wrestling. He trails the number 1 ranked guy by 35 points. And that number 1 ranked steer wrestler is not in the field here in the short rounds. You want to talk about a chance to get some points. He's coming off a win at the Colorado State University Rodeo 2 weeks ago. So Cottage National finalist from a year ago that is looking to punch his ticket back, and he wants to do so as a regional champion. All right, Colleen. Regional titles on the line. 5.5 will put him into a tie for second in the round. But the important news is he is in the lead of the average, 9.6 with 1 steer wrestler left for Chadron State College. Boy, that's a great thing about college rodeo. You put the pressure on them, they step up to the plate and knock it out of the park. The opportunity knocks, blow the door down. Tegan Merchant. He blew us away in the first round with a 3.8 second run. He's 13th in the region, however, with that win yesterday in the first round and the points that are available here, he can be a contender to get into the top 3 before it's all said and done next weekend in Laramie. Four 5 is in the lead of the round. 9-6 in the lead of the average. Means he has 5.8 seconds if he wants to be the winner and the buckle earner. Shell Construction sponsors the beautiful Maynard buckle that we will award to our top steer wrestler of the weekend. Gonna get a little help to get the sorrel horse in the back corner. Great thing about rodeo, and oh man, he got a rough start. Oh, and a rough ending to the run as well. Boy, he is disappointed. We're going to lift the spirits up just a little bit and wish him the best of luck next weekend. Just a rough go of things from the start. As he says, thanks to you guys, we're going to say thanks to Shell Construction and congratulations to Colleen Anders. He was number 2 in the steer wrestling. He may be moving up to the number 1 spot heading into the final rodeo of the weekend. We say congratulations to Rance Johnson for winning the round at a 4 and 5, but the 9-6 on 2, The title goes to Colleen Anders. We'll keep your attention right there for the team roping. If you were with us in our Calcutta last night, team roping probably one of the biggest paying events of the Calcutta today. Central Truck and Trailer, along with Big O Tires, sponsor our buckles for the champions in the team roping. 5-9 won the round, 8-1 sits 10th. Casper College has 5 individuals here in the championship round. Team roping is going to be important for the Casper College T-Birds as well, because a lot of their members of their points team are in this championship round. Let's start it with Gage Greer and Garrett Nunn. We're used to seeing Gage Greer in the steer wrestling, college national finalist, but he had a good run to advance in the team roping. Works with an 8.1. Going left, University of Wyoming team. 5 in the field as we further inspect the head loop. So 9 and 6 plus the 5, 14 and 6. You never know what's going to happen in the team roping. 22 and 7 on a pair of runs. Brooke Howell, who is a contender for the all-around buckle. We'll see her later in the barrel race. She teams up with Jaden Long. Both Gillette College student athletes. 8 seconds flat is what they are working with here in the Central Truck and Trailer and Big O Tires team roping. Tough steer to rate, and no time here for Brooke and Jaden. All right, T-Birds, let's take notice. Wheaton Williams is your number 1 header in the Central Rocky Mountain region. He teams up with Cash Hetzel, who is number 4 in the healing side, and just 30 points out of the top 3. Wheaton is a college national finalist, is a sophomore business administration major. Cash is a freshman in the business program. They work with a 7.5. Half the team on the points team for Casper College. They've been roping great all season. Nicely done. Cash picks them up. They get it tight. Whoa. 6 and 7 on the run for the T-Birds. 6 and 7. And it's a good thing he's got a 32-foot long cactus rope. 14 and 2 on a pair. They take a good lead here in the average. So the T-Birds are on the board. Here's some more T-Birds. McKenna Balkenbush, who we saw in the goat tying. She's an all-around contender. Teams up with Case Thompson. We usually see Case on the rough stock side of the arena. He's a bull rider, college national finalist in that event, bronc rider. Picked up a rope for the first time for the T-Birds this weekend. And he snared a pair on the first one. Oh. Steer bounces right out of it. Took his shot. So no time for the T-Birds here. Caden Camp and J.C. Flake. Right in the mix of things towards that regional title. Caden second. J.C. is first. This guy on the heel side represented the Mountain State Circuit of Pro Rodeo, the Ram National Circuit Finals Rodeo. Last October, he won the Circuit Finals. 7-3 was the run put together for Camp and Flake. Watch JC. Makes it look easy, doesn't he? 6 seconds flat, 6-0, 13-3. They are now your leaders in that average race. I have a feeling every time we see a team, we'll be saying they're now the new leaders in that average race. The way this team Ropin stacked up, these guys can change it around. Jay Stout, Dusty Taylor. They were 7-2. Jace, an all-around hand, won the CPRA, Colorado Pro Rodeo Association all-around title last summer. Dusty Taylor is a college national finalist on the heel side. It's a good pairing for the University of Wyoming. Jace, Dusty, pull back, smooth run. They were fast on a hard steer to be fast on. 5-4 for Stout and Taylor, 5-4. That is 12-6. And yes, they now move into the lead of that average race. University of Wyoming stacking up 1-2 right now in the team roping. Casper's third. So we go to Ty Chasik and Cord Roberts. Work with a 7-second run. All right, tying cord. Off on the head side. So no time for that good team. 3 to go. Cooper White, Denton Shaw. These guys both roped the College National Finals last June, but they did so with different partners. Cooper White's been there the last 2 years. Denton Shaw on the heel side, a great talent. They roped with a 6-6 on their first one. 12-6 is in the lead of the average. 5-4 is in the lead of the go-round. Oh, no. They are able to save it and are still 7-3. So when we add that to their first round, 13.9, and they are third in that average. Yes, a little lucky. Let's go to the reigning national champion header in college rodeo, Kellen Johnson. Rodeos for Gillette. He's number 6th in the standings. Jaron Johnson of Casper College. He is 7th in the standings. But they're a little over 100 points out of being in the top 3. They're working with a 6-5. Winding up, throwing it down, getting it, no. Oh, that rope was running in a hurry. So Johnson and Johnson will leave us. Final team to go is Brady Joseph, Clayton Simmons. They came out of nowhere yesterday as one of our final teams to win the go-round with a 5-9. 5-4's in the lead of the go-round. Right now, it's the University of Wyoming in 1, 2, and half of third. Oh, and they wave it off as a high call back takes no time. So as we close it out, winning the go-round with a 5.4 was also good enough to win them the average and the buckles. Jay Stout, Dusty Taylor, University of Wyoming, they are your champion team ropers here at the Ropin and Riggin Days. Congratulations, Jace and Dusty. All right, big ride coming up for Casper College. Remember back, Cole Rayner was given a re-ride in the bareback riding. He's part of the points team for Casper College. There are 4 guys that have 2 horses ridden. So a little recap in the bareback riding. First, the number 1 ranked guy, Kyle Blomquist, 159. Second, the number 2 ranked guy, Chance Ames at 154. The number 4 ranked bareback rider in the region is sitting third, and here is the number 3 ranked bareback rider for Casper College. He's working with a 74-point ride, which was good for 4th in the first round. Pair of 79s in the lead, then we go to a 78 for 3rd. All right, Cole, looking to earn a trip back to the College National Finals, and he can do so just like that. Wow. There's a lot of T-Bird pride here watching this bareback riding. Part of the points team for the T-Birds. They need them.